Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is getting extremely close to breaking out from this pattern, setting up the next major price target. And on top of that, Ethereum is also getting extremely close to breaking from this pattern, while this altcoin is already breaking out to the upside, heading towards a massive bullish price target. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so make sure to watch to the end. First of all, taking a quick look at some Bitcoin ETF news today, because over the last one day, we actually got some new numbers in from BlackRock telling us how much Bitcoin BlackRock actually bought on Friday. Because first of all, the previous numbers that we had for BlackRock just over the last one day were around 70,000 Bitcoin held by BlackRock, worth around $3 billion US. And just over the last one day, we actually got the new updated numbers for how much Bitcoin they actually accumulated on Friday, on the 2nd of February. And so as of right now, BlackRock is currently holding around 72,500 Bitcoin, more specifically around 72,466 Bitcoin in their spot Bitcoin ETF. And that's worth around $3.1 billion US. And so with these newly updated numbers from BlackRock that just came in showing us how much they hold as of Friday, of course, this tells us that they accumulated around 2,500 Bitcoin just on Friday from where their last numbers were sitting at. And so, of course, that's pretty much another $100 million worth of Bitcoin bought by BlackRock just in a one single trading day, which obviously is bullish for Bitcoin. But as always, with the spot Bitcoin ETFs trading on the US stock market, of course, the US stock market is not open on weekends, which means over the weekend, these ETFs are not trading. So we don't have any new buying or selling on the weekend. And so now getting into the Bitcoin charts today, this is on the daily time frame. And right now, the daily Bitcoin RSI is getting extremely close to a possible breakout above this descending line of resistance. And as I've mentioned recently on the channel, if we see a breakout here in the RSI above this line, then that can be an invalidation signal for the bearish divergence, basically helping to invalidate the bearish divergence. And so, of course, with the bearish divergence being more of a bearish pattern, as the name suggests, if we see a breakout in the RSI to invalidate the bearish divergence, of course, that would be a bullish signal for Bitcoin. And if we're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin MACD, as of right now, this is still currently looking more bullish than bearish. But with that being said, we do not currently have a lot of bullish momentum. And so simply based on the daily Bitcoin MACD alone, it's basically telling us that we should expect some slight bullish price action, but not necessarily a massive bullish move like that, for example. And if we're taking a look at the DXY also on the daily time frame, of course, as I mentioned in my last video, we saw a recent spike to the upside in the DXY. And as I've said on this channel for years now, actually, if we see the DXY heading in the bullish direction, that is usually bearish for Bitcoin and crypto, and vice versa. If the DXY is bearish, that is usually bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. And now it's important to understand that this is talking about more of the trends in the price, not every single individual movement. And so, for example, during July and September, the DXY was clearly in an uptrend, while the Bitcoin price was trending in the bearish direction. But during that bearish trend in the price of Bitcoin that lasted for a couple of months, of course, we did see some individual short-term bullish moves during the bearish trend. And so just because we saw a recent spike to the upside in the DXY, that does not mean on the same day we're guaranteed to see a massive crash in the price of Bitcoin, because once again, we're not talking about every single individual little movement here. We're talking about the overall larger moves or the trends in the price. And so really, in order to flip much more bullish again in terms of the trend in the price of Bitcoin, we ideally need to see a reversal back to the downside here in the DXY. But anyway, taking a look at the shorter term, looking at the 2-hour Bitcoin chart, and as expected, the price is still trading within this choppy sideways price range, which I've been talking about basically every day since all the way back around here. And as for support, this area of support is sitting in between around 41.7K to around 42.2K. And this area of resistance is sitting in between around 43.3K to 43.7K. And so ultimately, in order to flip bullish in the short term, we need to see it break out above around 43.7K to set up a bullish price target. And of course, if we continue to see rejections from that resistance and instead we break below this area of support, so break below around 41.7K approximately, then that would set up a short-term bearish price target. And as traders, it does not matter what direction the price breaks, whether we're bullish or bearish, we can use long positions and short positions to make money in either direction. And so all we really need to know is the point of entry for that trade, basically the break of one of these levels, and then a target where we could potentially take profits or exit that trade. And just before talking about those Bitcoin price targets and a new Bitcoin pattern, of course, with taking these trades in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto, personally, I take those trades over on Bybit. And so I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account, you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I will also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link to make a Bitflex account and deposit $100 worth of crypto or more and to make one trade over on Bitflex, then you can get 10 USDT completely for free along with other new deposit bonuses. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, or if you're preparing to take the next trade, you might as well get set up ready to go on one of those exchanges using those links down below this video if you want to get those extra bonuses. But anyway, getting back into the Bitcoin charts, and once again, as of right now, the price of Bitcoin is still within a choppy sideways price range, looking relatively neutral, and we could continue to expect this type of price action potentially over the rest of this weekend. But as soon as Monday comes around with the spot Bitcoin ETFs begin trading again and trading volumes begin picking up again on Monday, of course, that is potentially when we could see the next major move sometime next week, because once again, over the weekends, we do not really have a lot of trading volume, so we usually don't see massive moves on the weekend. But anyway, if we're taking a look at this 8-hour Bitcoin chart, of course, as of right now, we still have this inverse head and shoulders pattern, but this pattern, at least for now, is not yet active. It is not yet in play. Because in order to activate this pattern and confirm the bullish price target for this pattern, we need to see a confirmed breakout above this neckline sometime soon, sometime over the next few days. And this neckline is sitting at around 43,500 or 43.6K, basically this level of resistance. And now if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout above that resistance line sometime over the next few days or so, then that would set up a bullish price target at around 48.8K. And so from the point of the breakout to that price target, that's roughly around a 12% move to the upside, or for example, with a 10x leverage trade, that's around a 120% profit if we break out and complete this pattern. But remember, while the price is still below this resistance line, this price target and this pattern is not yet active, it is not yet in play, and if we don't see a breakout above this line, of course, it does not come into play at all. And so it's important to understand that there's still a possibility we could see a rejection from this resistance and break below this area of support. And in that case, that would set up a short-term bearish price target, which based on the Bitcoin liquidation heat maps, we have a bearish price target at around 39.7 to 39.8K based on a lot of liquidity sitting around that level. And so right now, we actually have some potential entry points and price targets in both directions. No matter if we break bullish or bearish, we can make money in either direction with long positions or short positions. But as always, that is not personal financial advice. I'm just pointing out potential price targets and things like that. And something else to point out on the Bitcoin chart on the 4-hour time frame is this new symmetrical triangle pattern or horizontal triangle pattern getting very close to breaking this pattern. Because as of right now, this line of support is sitting at approximately 42.8K and this line of resistance is sitting at approximately 43.1K. And so here on the 4-hour time frame, we ideally need to see at least a 4-hour candle close, or ideally multiple candle closes above resistance or below support in order to confirm a break of this pattern. And as of right now, there's less than 24 hours to go until the price has to break one of these levels. Basically, we have to exit this triangle pattern within the next coming hours. And if we're taking a look at potential price targets for this pattern, if we confirm a breakout above that line of resistance, that could set up a bullish price target at around 45.4K. But on the other hand, if we confirm a break below that line of support, then that will set up a bearish price target sitting at around 40.6K. And so this is also potentially another trading opportunity that we could take. But remember, we need to keep in mind that even if we break one of these levels and set up a short-term price target based on this pattern, we need to remember that between the breaking point and the price target in both directions, we still have those areas of resistance and support that we need to pay attention to. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily time frame, and over the last one day, honestly, nothing much has changed on this chart. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about this daily ETH to US dollar chart, then definitely watch my last video here on the channel. And so getting straight into the shorter term, looking at the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, the price of ETH is still chopping around sideways in the imminent short term as expected. And we're most likely going to see this type of price action continue at least over this weekend. And then once again, sometime next week, we could end up seeing another major move. But as of right now, we're simply looking relatively neutral in the short term, with the RSI, for example, just chopping around sideways right around the middle of the indicator. And as for support and resistance, of course, we still have this line of resistance, which is sitting at around 23.20. And as for support, we do have some horizontal support right here, sitting at around 22.50. And below that, we have this descending line of support, which is now sitting at around this area of support. And so that's sitting at approximately 21.90, close to 2.2K. And if we're staying on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, we also have this new symmetrical triangle pattern for the price of ETH. And the price of ETH right now is getting very close to breaking from this pattern. In fact, if we measure from where we are right now to the end of this triangle, that's only around 1 day from now, which basically means within the next 24 hours, we're going to see a break of either this resistance line or this support line. And once again, this line of resistance on the 4-hour time frame is basically the same as this line that I just mentioned earlier, sitting at around 23.20. And as for support, we have this line of support sitting at around 22.80. And so we need to see a confirmed break of one of these levels with candle closes on the other side of either resistance or support in order to set up the next price target. And if we're taking a look at that technical price target for this symmetrical triangle pattern, if we see a confirmed breakout above that line of resistance, that will set up a technical price target at around 2.6K. But on the other hand, if we confirm a break below this line of support, that would set up a bearish price target sitting at around 2030. And so from the point of the breakout to the price target, we're talking possibly around an 11% move in either direction, depending on if we're breaking support or resistance. But obviously, if you want to take any trades in the price of Bitcoin, obviously you need to have an account on an exchange ready to go. And so once again, if you use those links down below this video, you can get those extra bonuses if you use those exchanges with those links. And speaking of links, taking a look at Chainlink on the daily time frame, which is now experiencing a major breakout from this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is a bullish pattern. And obviously, as of right now, the price of Chainlink is already well and truly broken out. We've already confirmed the breakout, and we're already heading towards the technical price target. And speaking of that price target, if we're measuring out that move for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, that sets up a bullish price target sitting at pretty much exactly $20. And also at $20, I would be expecting some psychological resistance, because usually at those big round numbers, we have psychological resistance with a lot of sell orders sitting at those big round numbers. And so in case you're wondering, from where the price of Chainlink is sitting at right now, at least as of recording this video, to that price target, that's still potentially a 10 to 11% move to the upside, even from where we are right now. But obviously, it's important to consider the fact that the price is pretty much already halfway completed this breakout from the point of the breakout to the price target, which technically means you are taking on a little bit more risk right now, considering we've already pumped at least in the short term. But of course, we have not yet hit that price target. So that price target, at least as of right now, is still active. And that price target will only invalidate if we see a break back below this line right here, which is currently sitting at around $15.90. And in case we do end up seeing some sort of short-term pullback, I would expect support around these areas of resistance, because usually previous resistance acts as a new support once we break out to the upside. And so simply based on these previous daily candle closes, we should have some support at around $17 and some more support at around $16.70, so just underneath $17. And if we're taking a look at the price of Chainlink versus Bitcoin, this is Link BTC on the daily time frame, we are also seeing a breakout to the upside from a bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern, even versing Bitcoin. And in case you're wondering what this chart actually means, basically, if this chart is going to the upside, it means Chainlink is outperforming Bitcoin, doing better than Bitcoin. But if this chart is going to the downside, it means the price of Chainlink is underperforming Bitcoin. So Bitcoin would be outperforming Chainlink in the price if this chart is going to the downside. And so obviously, as of right now, with Chainlink breaking out against Bitcoin on the Link BTC chart on the daily time frame, this is also extra bullish for Chainlink, showing that Chainlink right now is massively outperforming Bitcoin. And with this pattern, we still have quite a long way to go towards the technical price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, because if we're taking a look at that technical price target, right now, that technical price target is sitting at around 50,000 sats per Chainlink, so around 0.0005 Bitcoin Bitcoin per Chainlink. And as of right now, at least as of recording this video, the price of Chainlink versus Bitcoin is sitting at around 42,000 sats per Chainlink, or around 0.00042 Bitcoin per Chainlink. And so if we're measuring that move from where we are right now at the time of recording this video to that price target, that's still around an 18 to 19% move to the upside towards that price target. And so once again, that would mean Chainlink outperforming Bitcoin by at least 18% to the upside. And so once again, with the price already pumping a little bit from the breakout, of course, with an entry all the way up here, you are taking on some more risk compared to entering around the point of the breakout. And so it's just worth considering that and keeping that in mind. But obviously, these price targets are still currently in play with bullish price targets to the upside. And full disclosure, I've actually been holding Chainlink for many, many years now. It's one of the first altcoins I covered on this channel all the way back around 3 years ago. And so as always, if there's an altcoin that you want me to cover on this channel, let me know in the comment section down below. And if there's a lot of comments saying the same altcoin, I'll make sure to cover it here in these videos. And in the meantime, if you want to know how you can easily profit from crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or simply chopping around sideways, you can profit under all of that price action by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can use long positions and short positions to make money if the price is bullish or bearish, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.